Hey, Kristen here. It is about 7:30 a.m. here on the East Coast, and I just wanted to try out YouTube Live for a change, something I haven't done. I don't know anything about it. I didn't research it. I just hopped on and we'll see what it's like. I know that YouTube has to send out notifications to people and they have to see the notifications and respond to it before anyone hops on. So not even sure if any of you will see this in time. I hope you do. But I have about 15 minutes here to do a quick YouTube Live. So if you see this, if you hop on, I am going to be answering any questions that you have. I'd love to chat a little bit in real time. And in the meantime, I believe this video will be live on my channel after I'm done. I'm not even sure about that. But since I think that's the case, I do have some stuff I'll talk about, and I'll just try to keep an eye on, I guess if there's a chat, if there's anyone in the room. Feel free to say hi, let me know where you're from, what time it is, where you are, and if you have any questions, I'm here to answer them for about 15 minutes. All right, so I just finished up with the gym. I'm sweaty, my hair's not done, there's no makeup, there's none of that stuff I normally do because yeah, this is just the time I have to do it. I'm actually a little behind this morning. I had planned on showering by now and that just didn't happen yet. That'll happen afterwards. All right, what I wanna share with you guys today is that everything I've shared in these videos so far, all like 72 of them or however many videos I have on this channel, are things that were critical in helping me develop the mindset of healing from chronic fatigue syndrome. What's even more awesome is that everything I've shared on this channel, I have continued to use and benefit from as someone who's healed. In my healthy life of working full time again, of having a social life again, of going to the gym and getting sweaty again, I continue to use these things that I'm sharing with you. It's another reason I think that the mindset piece of healing is so absolutely critical, because you need it not only to heal, you need it not only to avoid relapse, but when you are healed and you're living your life again, the mindset is going to continue to give to you, to make you healthier, to make you happier, to make your life better, to help you live more authentically, to help you design the life that you really want, to help you figure out the life that you really want. That's why I share these videos, because they're so critical to you now, and they will continue to give you benefit in your life for years to come if you start taking action on them. The actions are things like doing daily affirmations to help shift your mindset before you're there, practicing acceptance in your life, and acceptance being the opposite of denial. Being able to see what's really happening in your life and allowing yourself to acknowledge those things. It's also knowing that acceptance does not mean giving up. Acceptance does not mean taking it for what it is and just accepting it'll always be that way. It's not the kind of acceptance I'm talking about. It's about accepting what is so that you can face the facts, because once you face the facts, that's when you can start deciding for yourself if what exists today is really what you want. And if it isn't, then you can decide to change it. All right, we got one person. Hi, whoever that is. I don't think I can see who's actually watching. So, hey, if you have any questions, I want to do like a live Q&A. I'd love to like have some back and forth conversation with you guys, because right now it's just been me throwing out videos and you guys leaving some nice comments for me, which I appreciate, but I'd love to make this a little more interactive. So in the meantime, before I get any questions, I am just sharing why I share these videos, which is because the mindset piece of healing from chronic fatigue is so important, is so critical to healing, but it's also what's going to help you prevent relapse, and it's also going to continue to help you as you're a healthy person. It's going to help you continue to heal even when you're already healthy. It's going to help make you a happier person. That's why these things are so critical. All right, I've been talking for 5 minutes straight. Let's see. I'm not used to talking for more than like 5 minutes at a time. I always keep my videos intentionally short because I know how hard it can be to actually follow along for a long period of time when you have that severe brain fog. And this information is so critical to get to you guys that I know I need to present it in a manner that you can actually listen to it and digest it and continue doing that on a daily basis, which is why I try to keep my videos around like 3 to 5 minutes in length. And I know that some of you appreciated that. I've gotten some nice messages from you guys appreciating that, I know to work with the brain fog that you're experiencing. Let's see. All right, one thing I can talk forever about is my own story. So why don't I start talking about my own health history a little bit. I know that when I was at my worst, the brain fog would sometimes be so bad that I couldn't follow along in a movie. I couldn't read a book for more than a few pages because I would have to keep rereading the sentence I just read. And then I'd forget what was before that, and I'd forget what was before that. And like it was just kind of an exercise in futility to try to read and actually be able to follow along. So I understand how like short chunks of information are super helpful when the brain fog is kicking in and pretty bad. So, all right, if I'm gonna talk about my health history, why don't I go like all the way back? I actually haven't done that on this channel much. I intentionally wanted to make it more about the message and what's gonna serve you guys and less about me. But since I have 8-9 minutes to ramble, let's dive into it. So my health journey first started about 8 years ago. 8 years ago, I was working, 60 hours a week as a software consultant. I was CrossFitting 2 or 3 days a week. I had gotten into a really great relationship, and I just felt like the world was my oyster. I was in a really great place in life. And then all of a sudden, kind of out of nowhere, I had a really, really bad day. It was the hottest day of the year in July 2010 when I was at the CrossFit gym, and this gym had no air conditioning. It was just a big garage with the door open, and it was like in the hundreds, and we were doing a CrossFit workout because we're so intense and extreme like that. And it's at first I thought it was just because of the heat, but my body basically collapsed during the workout. I was so tired, I was so fatigued, and then out of nowhere, I just couldn't even stand anymore and couldn't sit anymore. I had to lay on the ground, and I began convulsing, just convulsing. I couldn't stop it. I could still breathe, I could still kind of look around, but I really couldn't move myself voluntarily too much, and I was just shaking for what felt like 5 or 10 minutes. And that passed. I didn't think too much about it after that. I just figured it was because I was pushing myself too hard on the hottest day of the year. Well, after that, I began having similar episodes at the gym once in a while. Maybe once a month, once every few weeks, I'd show up and just not be able to go hard like I normally do. And it was strange. The owner commented on it, some of the coaches commented on it, how most days I'd go in and just be a beast. And then other days, I couldn't even do a couple pull-ups. And that just happened more and more frequently over the next 6 months. I went to my GP, and they diagnosed me as being asthmatic because part of what would happen with my energy collapses is that it'd be very hard for me to breathe. Fair enough. All right, go see the asthma specialist. For months, she kept putting me on inhaler after inhaler after inhaler, convinced that we just needed to find the right one and everything would get better. But I tell you what, the inhalers did nothing for me. In fact, I continued to get severely worse. We did an allergy test, where you're lying down and they do 80 spots all over your back of different common allergens, and I was allergic to nothing except dust and mold slightly, which kind of everyone is. So that wasn't the cause. I was on steroid inhalers. Eventually I was on a nebulizer every night, which is a big machine that you put the medicine in, and it vaporizes the medicine for you in real time, and you just sit there with this long tube attached to this machine, vaporizing and just inhaling the vaporized medicine for, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes every single night in bed. And what happened was, by that point, the fatigue had progressed to be so bad that it was every single day I was extremely fatigued. I was sleeping 14 hours a day. My piercings had all become infected. And like, I've had these piercings since I was like 6, okay? So for them to get infected was like supremely bizarre. I was constantly getting sick. All my nails had broken off past the quick. Even my hair texture had changed from straight and shiny to dull and wavy. And I couldn't walk down the street without getting lightheaded, which made it very difficult to work. And I was lucky that I had a lot of vacation time saved up at that point, so I took off several weeks of work because I just couldn't, I physically couldn't, I couldn't handle walking and sitting up and being on a laptop and thinking anymore. So at that point, I was able to self-diagnose a severe iodine deficiency because I found similar stories on the internet, and I had the hallmark symptoms of my nails broken off and my hair changing texture. So, you know, when it comes to like self-diagnosing things, just reading something on the internet and saying, oh, that sounds like me, is never enough. You need to get tests if a test is available. So what I did to test out the iodine deficiency is I found a lab online where, you know, it wasn't covered by insurance. I didn't have to get a doctor's prescription. I was able to just order this at-home test kit, send it in, and they confirmed that I was severely iodine deficient. I brought this result to my doctor and I said, look, you're not gonna believe me, which she kind of didn't, but I have an iodine deficiency. Will you test it out? She ordered some blood work. Came back, I was severely iodine deficient. It was very eye-opening for everyone. The first thing that she said when we got the results was, this doesn't happen anymore. Nobody's had these since the 1800s, which just isn't true, actually. It's becoming a lot more common. So this is a part in my story where I had a diagnosis and I had a treatment to start taking iodine, and I thought my life was gonna get all better. Got a little bit better, but my recovery really stalled out. This is a trap where having a diagnosis can make you think that you know everything you need to know about how to get better. But it was only the beginning of what is now almost an 8-year-long journey. So I started supplementing with iodine on a daily basis. And like I said, I started feeling a little bit better. I had some more energy, but that plateaued very quickly. It was clear that there were other things still wrong. That's when we did blood work and discovered that I also have Hashimoto's hyperthyroidism, which I still have to this day. I'm still on thyroid hormone on a daily basis, and I probably will be for the rest of my life because my body has partially destroyed my thyroid. I accept that, it is what it is. No matter how much you heal, the body is not gonna regrow an organ. So gotta work with that one. Once we found the Hashimoto's, again, it was the diagnosis, and I thought, oh, we have a diagnosis. We know what to do. We know how to treat this. I'm better. My life can get back on track. Nope. I was on the thyroid hormone for several months, and we kept doing blood work, and my thyroid numbers looked great. And the iodine deficiency was getting addressed. So why was I still like borderline incapable of working and living a normal life and walking down the street? Nobody could give me any answers. This is when the doctor said, your blood work's fine, I can't find anything wrong. This is when they started to brush me off. I started seeing other doctors. I started seeing endocrinologists once we found the autoimmune disorder, because that's what endocrinologists specialize in, right? And they were mostly of no help, and one of them was actually, could have been severely harmful if I had taken any stock in anything he had to say. After discovering the iodine deficiency and the hypothyroidism, I was told by an endocrinologist that if picking up my laptop at work caused me to collapse on the floor, then I just needed to ask my employer for a lighter laptop. You know, I had been doing CrossFit several months before, deadlifting 235 pounds, and this guy wanted to tell me that my, 3-pound laptop was the problem and not something in here. Totally crazy, right? All right, well, okay, so I covered the first, several months to a year of my health history there. And it's not even the exciting stuff. That's just the stuff where I was still trying to figure out what was wrong. I was still looking for answers. I haven't found them all yet. So maybe another time I'll do another live and I'll share more about a story, but right now it's been about 15 minutes on that timer and I need a shower. I need to get ready for work. I have a long day ahead of me that I am so excited for. So, all right, this is my YouTube live experiment. If you've, if this ends up getting posted to my YouTube channel and you've watched through to this point, which maybe you have, maybe you haven't, I've kind of rambled. I would love to hear your thoughts about a YouTube live. Maybe I should announce these in advance. Yeah, I should probably announce them in advance. That's probably a good idea. And any questions that you have you'd like for me to answer on the next Q&A, and go ahead and drop them here and I'll be able to address them even if you can't make the live. So this ends my live experiment. All right, sending you love and health. I'm Kristen. Bye guys. No, wait, I gotta see how to end this. X. There we go.